Hey everybody, another weekly check-in. Not a lot of progress has been made here at the house, as has been the pattern lately, but I kind of wanted to do a walkthrough and just show you kind of like a recap of everything that's going on. Um, so this area has been kind of cleaned out. It had some plants growing in it when we started. They used it as a staging area, stored bricks here, and now it's pretty much empty. Looking back over here toward the pool, I don't really see a lot of progress since last week. There's some concrete block delivered. We're having this wall raised from here up to this roof line here to give some more privacy. You can kind of see our fan palm. Doesn't look like it's doing too good. It seems like it's really getting fried by the sun. And I think that might be one that kind of needs at least some shade, and that gets full south and west sunlight in the afternoons. So if it's burning up in the winter, I'm guessing it's going to be a goner this summer. They buried the lines for all the pool equipment out here in the yard. Those were all exposed last time we were here. Looks like those have been covered up. So we've mentioned this floor before. We're saving it. It's been covered most of the time. It's uncovered again. I mention it only because it's just the kind of thing that happens on a construction site in Mexico. Everybody told us to give instructions 10 times and follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, and that is what we have to do. It gets, they'll take care of it while you're standing there and saying it needs to be done, and then it gets reversed later in the week sometimes. So it's frustrating, but not the kind of thing you can focus on and stay angry about, because it'll just derail the project. I wanted to show you over here is where the electrical equipment is going to go. This room is, so I think the camera will adjust in here. This is going to be our electrical panel, and there are cracks in the ceiling in here and water stains down the wall. We've talked to the contractor a couple times about doing something to make sure that no water's coming in here, and he's assured us that he will. But so far, we're not feeling real secure about that situation. So we can step into the house and talk some more. Okay, we're in the living room. They brought in some sand and some gravel. They're working on installing the concrete floors. This has been kind of a staging room throughout the project. Rubble, supplies, anything goes in here, which is kind of cool. In an American house, you could not pile gravel and sand up against the walls and just clean it off later and repaint and have everything be fine. So kind of love that about the houses here. They feel rock solid. This room is going to get a ceiling fan, and it's going to have 2 switched outlets that are going to switch from here so we can flip on lamps, and we're not really going to have overhead lighting in this room. And then this room is kind of cleared out now. It was the break room, and it's going to get a chandelier, and that's about all that's going to happen in here other than finishing, cleaning it up. Kitchen. We're keeping the stove where it was, and there was an outlet above the stove, like in an awkward position, like right above the stove. I don't know why you'd want an outlet there, but they moved that for us, and that's much better. And we couldn't remember what we did with lighting, but our Airbnb that we're staying in now has 1 can light in the center of the kitchen, so no matter where you go in the kitchen, where you're working is cast in your shadow. And so it's nice to see that we had the forethought when we were planning this to put 4 lights in here. So I think that the lighting in here will be really good at night. And you've heard about all this before. This is feeling kind of like a funny transition right here. It feels like, well, I know he's going to drop down. This patio is getting torn out and replaced with one that's lower, but it doesn't feel like we have a lot of space here to put in floor. Like the concrete floors need to go on top of this dirt. So I don't know what they're going to do with that, but I'm sure that something's going to happen to work it out so that it makes sense. Let's take a look at the backyard. We're out back. Not a lot has changed here, but I kind of wanted to do a recap of the whole house because we keep showing bits and pieces every week. So this is going to be gravel. that stump gonna get ground out. We're gonna keep these 2 orange trees. There's some kind of leaf-eating bug getting after the orange trees, but really they're doing okay. And this one orange tree is covered in new oranges, so I think they're doing fine. There's gonna be lighting installed out here, everything painted out, gravel on the ground, new patio over here, and that is gonna about be it for back here for now. We'll see what happens later. Okay, so we're in the downstairs guest room. Not a lot of progress in here. This room, there's gonna be a doorway over here and a doorway here, and this doorway is gonna go into the laundry room. So we'll have a stackable washer and dryer, and then there's a door into the backyard back there. There's gonna be 2 overhead lights plus a ceiling fan in here, and an outfitted closet over here. The bed will go against this wall. I think it's looking pretty good. Not a lot has changed in the past couple weeks, but I think it'll be a great room. So in the stairway, I think you guys saw last week, the railing has been removed. It feels really open. I actually love it. Still waiting for the windows. Air shaft here, which is kind of great. Brings light and air into the house. There's going to be a ceiling fixture in here. We haven't quite decided what's going there yet, but we're thinking something really organic, something made out of natural fibers and that hangs down really long into the stairway. Should be kind of cool. Let's take a look upstairs. You've seen this room a lot. This is the master bedroom. We love the super high ceiling in here. We were concerned about closing off the windows on either side, but this is still the lightest room probably in the whole house. So I think we have plenty of light. You know, one thing that's been occurring to us lately is these 2 sconces that are going to go on either side of the bed. They're up kind of high, and they're really the only, well, they could be the only light source in the bedroom. We're going to have a ceiling fan up here in the center, but no recessed lighting in the ceiling because we just don't want a lot of downlight in the bedroom. And our good friend Fran was horrified by the prospect of us getting the ceiling fan with a light in it. So we're debating on what we can do to have lighting in here without having a light on the ceiling fan. Let's take a look at the bathroom. Slow progress in here. Really, I would say nothing has happened in the past week. I'm loving the high ceilings in here. This bathroom seems to have really high ceilings. Shower head right here. Light fixture here. I don't know why that conduit is coming out of the ceiling. We'll find out when we meet with the contractor tomorrow. Cool. Let's move on. Okay, so we're on the 2nd floor terrace that goes off the master bedroom and the media room. I feel like a broken record. Not a lot has changed up here. One thing we did notice is I mentioned downstairs that there's water leaking into that room that has the electrical equipment. Well, if you look over here, which you may not be able to do because there's a metal stairway in the way, there's a sloped roof down here, and you can see where it was sealed, and the ceiling material, kind of like a heavy-duty caulk, is probably 20 years old, and it's all blistered and cracked and broken up. So I think that actually won't be that hard to fix to get that to be waterproof again. There is also, you know, this whole terrace was flooding, but it was getting, the drains for this terrace were getting clogged up by leaves from the tree that's no longer here. So I don't think we'll have a problem with standing water up here anymore, which was contributing to the leaking downstairs, I think. So let's take a look inside. We're standing in the entrance from the terrace to the media room, and one thing that they accomplished this week was they put thresholds in on this doorway and the doorway to the master bedroom. So if the terrace does get flooded with water, there's a little bit of a lip so that it's not spilling into the house. these used to be windows, and so there was a wall up to about waist height. So us taking that down, we were concerned about the possibility of water coming in. And then you can see here they started prepping this room for the concrete floors, and very exciting, you can see through here to this doorway, they've actually started installing the concrete floors, and we love them. They're kind of a beige gray. I think they're probably going to polish up a little bit lighter than they are right now, but they look fantastic, very organic, which is what we were going for. Here's another angle of the floors from the hallway side. This is still that room off the media room. It's going to be a reading room or an art studio, or just a hammock room. The skylight in here is awesome. They built up this, they cut a hole in the roof, built this whole box structure, put glass blocks in it to let light in. And then, I don't know how well you can see, but it's completely open on one side, and that's gonna get screened so that there will always be great ventilation in this room. And that is typical of Yucatecan houses. A lot of the bathrooms just are kind of open air so that they breathe. And so if we're air conditioning the rest of the house, we'll just close the door to the bathrooms so that we're not letting the air conditioned air out. But there's a great breeze coming down from that skylight right now, and it's letting in beautiful light. This is the back bedroom, which I think is a cool bedroom. It gets east and I guess a little bit of southern light, but it's very filtered in both directions. So really nice light back here. The floors have been prepped now for 2 weeks for concrete, but that has not gone in. I'm assuming since they did concrete floors in the reading room this week, that this will be their next place to start putting the floors. And this is a bathroom here. This has a really cool big skylight. There was a skylight here already, but it was just a little hole in the roof that had a sheet of glass siliconed over it. And so it leaked, and it was also like a solar oven in here. There was no protection from the direct sun, and when you were standing in here, you felt like you were getting baked. So this is, I think, gonna be much better. I don't know if they're gonna close one of these sides off or keep both of them open, but this also, I can feel a great little breeze coming through here with air circulation. It feels really good. They put this wall in, and I guess there's gonna be a glass wall coming off of here so that water doesn't splash from the shower onto the sink. And this keeps water from splashing from the shower onto the toilet. But it's gonna be tight. You know, we're gonna have to kind of, there's gonna be a small opening here, and the shower head's right here. So this isn't gonna be a tall people bathroom, but, and I guess the glass will probably come up to almost the ceiling here. Maybe come out and just have enough to get through right there. So we've had these kind of open showers in every place in Yucatan and have really loved them. They're not quite watertight, water splashes out on the floor, gets around a little bit, but it's dry in like an hour and it doesn't hurt anything. Thanks for joining us this week. I felt like it had just been a while since we talked about the whole house and showed the whole project and where it is. So hopefully this was helpful. This week we're meeting with the architect at his office, and he's going to go over the cost of the changes we've made along the way. We've tried to do very few. We've added a window here, deleted one there, made a few little finish changes, but I think we've kept the changes down to a very minimal level. So, but we're gonna find out what those cost this week, and maybe see what next steps are, and kind of maybe get some more idea about the timeline and if we're still on track to be finished at the end of April. It looks like it's a little ways away, but hopefully we're close. So thanks again for watching. See you soon.